we're back for another video, and we're working on the 6-wheel drive Land Rover Parenti ambulance this time, or again, if you guys aren't sick of it already. Anyway, I have to take this a little bit at a time due to my multiple sclerosis. I have energy problems. Anyway, I've got a trip coming up and I'm doing some little bits and bobs that I've been ignoring for a long time. One of which is the heater box in here. A little while ago I replaced the controls that were all bent up and I put new cables in and new everything else inside. Removing the dash in this was a royal pain in the rear. And one of the things I've been struggling with since, because my 4x4, which you'll see over here, the control cables don't work at all in it. So there are two little bits here that are controlled by these cables. There's one here and one down the back here. Now I'm missing the cable clamp for this one, and this one works just fine, but I haven't been able to figure out which lever does what. I made the assumption that the top one here was opening the valve, as this is the lines from the engine coolant. These run all the way back here. And as this is an ambulance, there is a heater up the back, and that's connected to these guys. But I recently took it for a drive, and I opened this one up, and things got hot. I closed it off again, and things went cool. So I've determined that is the heat valve. Problem is, that's hooked up to the air vent cable, and this is the one that should be on the heat valve. So I've come out here to label them and to get them correct. Now, one thing I'm going to do, which is difficult because I trimmed my fingernails last night, is to roll out a bit of insulation tape and write on it what each one does. So this one is for the vent. So we know this is the vent control cable and it's hooked up to the heat. So we'll go and hook that around like a flag on the cable, so I know the difference. Same thing for the heat one. This is probably in the RPS manual somewhere, but I like to make sure I know what I'm doing. Alright, this one's for heat. Now, if you didn't pick it before, I marked here that this is the heat one. So, now we've got to get this off again, which I think needs both a screwdriver and a small ratchet. I'll see what I've got. Alright, I took my stubby screwdriver and undid things, and I found a pair of pliers because I didn't have a socket small enough. Now, this looks like this is at the minimum setting already. Otherwise I'd have to go and get in the cab and retract it. So let's go over here. We'll bring this all the way that way. I think, oh no, there is a little hole through here that has to go through. See if we can fit that through here. Sorry if my fingers are in the way. Are we through that hole? No, we missed it. Jeez, I don't think I've ever had this much trouble getting things in a hole before. It's not with my wife anyway. Alright, we're through. So that's its minimum position. So we'll clamp it down. Let's get our stubby screwdriver in here. Clamp you down. The other one, the clamps are missing, which is a problem. So alright, now I'm going to need to move you, camera. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Alright, I think that should be tight enough to pull that across. Now we've got to worry about how to get this guy on there. That's the difficult one. That's the vents to close, and then I'm probably going to have to zip tie that cable down somehow. Don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'll do some thinking. Alright, well, I went through all my sockets and whatnot. I had to get my small set out, and stuck to the bottom of the mag base in this camera is a 7mm. and that should do the job. I don't know if I have a 7mm spanner in here though. I don't have a 932, which is the nearest. We'll have to see how I go and make it work. Right, so problem is the short socket I've got only fits on the big ratchet, and it doesn't fit in there. So I've got a long socket and an extension that might go around that. Alright, this one's set to righty-tighty mode. Can we insert in there? Oh, it's typical Land Rover stuff. The small things you do are the ones that are the worst. Can I get that onto the socket? I can, and it's on, but I can get maybe a 1/16 of a turn each time. If I can get one click out of it, we'll get there. Oh, what a pain. Oh, I can get 2 clicks. We might actually do this. I'm not making headway anymore, so I think that's all the tension I'm going to get out of it. Alright, can we get our socket off without it falling down and everything? There we go, we got that out. Alright, it's going to hold on. Now I think I might have to do what the previous owner did and put a couple of zip ties around there, because the original clamp is long gone. It wasn't there when I got it. So let's see if I can find some zip ties to shove in that hole. Well, you might ask why I'm going to all this trouble, like why bother with this stuff? Well, I'm going to be transporting my mother, aka my senior advisor, and she likes to be warm at times, or cool, depending on what we do. The other thing is where I'm going, it's fog season, and I might need demisters on the windscreen. Alright, I've got to concentrate here to get this zip tie in. Zip ties, one of their greatest strengths, is also one of their strongest weaknesses, which is the springiness of them. I guess if that's even a word. So that is maximum height. So it slipped out of the bracket. I got to cut that one off and start again. Well, that one can go back up out of the way. Let's try again. Now get a different position this time so I can see what I'm doing better. Right, so you go through there and you go around the cable, but that side up. I smell kerosene. I wonder where that's coming from. Alright, here we go. There we go. I think we're in the right position. So we are maximum height. Okay. Can we? I might get some pliers to pull it up nice and tight. One zip tie might even do the job, you know. It's not going anywhere. Alright, you guys stay and watch this. I'm going to duck my head in the cab and push the vent open and close. Alright guys, did that open and close? It looks like it did. Alright. This has been one I've been waiting to do for about 6 months. Alright. Trim you off. Trim off the failed one. And then fish it back out, because it'll get stuck on the manifold and I'll smell burning plastic and freak out somewhere down the road. So we have venting. I'm just going to leave these flags on here. We have heat. Oh, and I put this hose back on over here. Can you see it? Yes. This one falls off all the time. Every time I touch the air cleaner, I managed to get it mostly back on. Last time it touched the turbo and melted a little bit. You know what? I might just it's not too bad, but I might just wrap a bit of gaffer tape around that. That's a bodge job, but we're leaving in, I don't know, we haven't got a lot of notice. I haven't been told exactly what day I'm going. Alright, I found a brand new roll whilst cleaning up. So, youngins, learn to clean up, you find stuff. Now, I had a builder here a while ago and he called this tear off tape, and I finally figure out why. Because it's gaffer tape or cloth tape that you can tear off. Well, a little bit further along, about there somewhere I'd say. And we'll wrap it around, stick it onto itself. I heard the faint squawk of a black cockatoo in the horizon. There he is. I'm wary of those buggers. When I worked in a fire tower for like 8, close to 9 years, they used to find me and they'd drop sticks and rocks and pine cones and all sorts of shit on me. They didn't like me being up their fire tower. I don't know whatever did to them. But they can live for a bloody long time. I think something like 60 years or something. And there's a flock of them around here and I'm always looking up when I see them. Anyway, that should clear the venting. I guess we're going to go inside and check it out, but these should technically go through those little loops up the back there. I think I'm going to wrap a couple of zip ties around it, or at least just on this point here, just to stop them springing out in the way. Grab a zip tie here. Alright, you know what? That line there might do the job. I think it's one of the brake lines, but let's just use you. And that should keep him pretty well under control without too many sharp angles. Alright. Okay. I'll pack up my tools, climb in the cab and see if it works. Now I can't, before I climb in the cab, I've got to test this one. This is the heat. I can't tell because the engine's not running. And I don't want to go anywhere today. I'm done. I've done my driving. Okay, so hopefully that moved. I think it did. Alright, let's try again. Now my goldfish brain lesioned memory sort of lost track of where it was, but I think it was long before and now it's short. So let's see if the venting works. Alright, put our key in the wrong hand. Turn our radio in down so we don't get in trouble for rebroadcasting stuff. Let's give ourselves air. We've got 2-stage switch. That works. So we've got a little bit of venting up the top here. Let's open our vents. That should be both. Where's our vent down there? A little bit of air down there. Let's open our vent all the way. We've got a lot of air down there. And not much up there. So if we go back all the way up, now we sort of have air up there. I can't really tell. I think so. Anyway, see what we can do. Alright, so we're done. And my senior advisor dropped by and inspected the interior earlier. So she's happy with what it looks like. Turn everything off. Alright, so I'm running out of stuff to do on this. I think I've just about done everything. I'm paying a mechanic to do all the oils because I just don't have the energy. There's 370 bucks worth of fluids and oils. They're going to bleed the brakes, flush the radiator, put fresh coolant in, going to do the oil change, top up the gearbox and transfer case, and change all 3 diff oils. So I'm going to pay for that because I am buggered. Anyway, I hope it was fun. This is probably a short one. We'll catch you in the next one. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. See you next time.